G'day guys, Ron here from Osborne Digital Marketing. Today I'm going to cover a guest posting tutorial. Let's jump straight into it. So what is a guest post? Essentially a guest post is a piece of content that you create to be hosted on someone else's website with possibly a link linking back to your target website or your money site, and it'll have a snippet of information about you or the organization. Now that can, one, give you a backlink, and two, it can help build a little bit of brand credibility. So for instance, if you were able to put a guest post on something like Forbes, you might have a higher likelihood of ranking for a more difficult keyword than compared to if you were to utilize said service on your own website. So that's what a guest post is. What I'm going to show you is from literally point A to point B of how to find it, how to create it, and then how to submit it. So we're going to cover absolutely everything across it. I'm going to show you the paid ways of getting a guest post, and I'm going to show you the free ways of getting a guest post. So let's jump straight into it. All right, so as you can see behind me, I've got Adsy. Now, Adsy is a cheaper way of getting a guest post. So this is how you can pay for it. With Adsy, it's not bad, but the thing is, it's not perfect. Okay, you do need to look through their content and find the perfect website. You will need to go through and audit each site. You will need to make sure that you get a great site if you utilize their services. The prices range from around about $40 a guest post, so it's quite cheap. Now that will mean that you need to create the content yourself, so it can be done. When you have the Loganix, they are quite expensive, but they're very, very good. The two options of Loganix and Adsy, they're going to be able to achieve a quicker turnaround. So it's not going to take you 6 to 8 weeks to try and do your own manual guest post. It's going to take you 4 weeks. Now that's very quick. So if time is of the essence, then utilize these services. If you have a paying client and you need to get content out there fast, you need to build up some credibility, you need to get some posts going, some links going, maybe start with this option, because the manual option does take time, okay? But these are two services. These guys are quite expensive. Like you're looking around about at least a couple of $100s for a guest post, but they are very, very good. So you have some very reputable brands working with these guys. So their services, you get what you pay for, in all honesty. However, what we're going to do for the purpose of this guest posting tutorial, I'm going to show you how to find one for free. And we're going to do all of the manual work so you, the business owner, can go out there and get these free guest posts. So what you want to do is we want to utilize search operators. Search operators are wording that helps us find specific things on Google a lot easier. So let's begin. Let's jump straight into it. So what we want to do is we want to utilize the search operator guest post or write for us, and then we want to look at the category. So for the examples of today, guys, we're going to probably use automotive. So let's do that. Now what is being displayed is any organization out there that's linked to the automotive industry that has a page or any content that states write for us. Okay. So what you can do is, let's say you're in business consulting, delete automotive and type in business consulting. If you're looking for something perhaps in cooking, you're trying to get a guest post in the cooking niche, change it out, write cooking, transportation, mechanics. As you can see, guys, here's a heap of suggestions. So that's exactly what you can do. Now, when you're going through, you'll want to have a look at pages that are possible options. Okay, so now we have some options to choose from. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through and pick some out. Now, something to be aware of, what will happen is you'll just have digital marketers like this one here, a digital company. They'll create a list of all other organizations in the automotive niche that you can blog post to or guest post to. Ultimately, it can be insightful information. However, just be aware that it's not the actual place that you're going to look at. So what we want to do is we want to open up a couple of these and we want to go over and we want to have a look at them. Now, once we've found websites that we want to look at, there's a couple of things to keep in mind when it comes to guest posting. Webmasters of said guest posts will have specific requirements, and it's important that you adhere to those requirements. And the reason that you go looking for these guest post opportunities before you create any content is because everyone has different requirements for their website. So Some content, some webmasters will have it that you're not allowed to write less than 1,500 words in your article. You're only allowed one backlink. You're not allowed to have backlinks. All of these are different things that the webmasters will advise on. All right, so we're going to go through and actually try and find a guest post now. So we're on this website, Men Car Pics, on this one here. You scroll through and have a look at the requirements. This is where they're going to have all of the information pertaining to their guidelines for guest posting. So you can scroll through and have a look at what they state. It's very important that you do this, okay? So articles you can write. So content must be written to Google Search Console guidelines. The content should be 100% unique, and you want to make sure that they're allowing you to place links. Links to credible sources can support claims. Okay, the link text should be descriptive. Okay, so there you go. Okay, so they do allow links. Some guest posts won't allow links. And if you're trying to achieve links and you go and create a guest post that doesn't allow links, that's something to consider. Okay, so you want to scroll through. You want to make sure that you're looking at absolutely everything that they're talking about that they allow. Okay, why you should contribute, guest post submitting guidelines. So as you can see, content must be 7 to 2,000 words long, ideally one link per 700 words, maximum of 1 to 2 links in total. So as you can see, that includes your author's link. So that means that you can only have one link that you want in the content. So as this, if you're going to write for these guys, Men Car Pics, it's important to consider that. You can only have one link in your content that points to the things that you want it pointed to. So that's very important to consider, guys. Okay. All right, so let's roll with this. I like the look of this website. Now what we want to do is, let's say we've got an article in mind. So as an example, we're going to look at Tesla. Something that you can do, we've got a car dealership. We're working with a car dealership. They're looking at selling a Tesla. So what you can do is you can copy that, and you can come over, and I would suggest just pasting the website. And then what you want to do, scroll all the way back. And then we want to use a search operator. So we're looking at the site overall, and we're looking for the keyword Tesla, okay? Because we don't want to go ahead and write something along the lines of, you know, the best 10 best luxury SUVs on the market and maybe create a piece of identical content. We want to make sure that we're writing something unique. If you go to all this effort, you're writing something around Tesla, about the new Tesla car, new Tesla update, something to do with the AI, and they've already got a couple of articles surrounding that idea and that concept, then you've just wasted your time. So it's very important that you go through and you check that there's nothing created about what you want to write about. So Tesla doesn't appear to be popping up anywhere, so that's good for us. It's really only in this. So that indicates it's like, okay, there's no content there created. Let's go ahead and do that content. So what we want to do now, the next step is auditing this website. So the reason you want to have a look at this website is you want to make sure it's not a spammy site. No two guest posts are the same, okay? So you can have one really, really good guest post and one really, really bad guest post, and that can be on a spammy or terrible site. So you want to check and make sure that these websites are not going to harm your site. So let's go through that now. First thing you want to do is let's just have a look at the site. And let's go home. Let's check it out, how it looks. Let's just see. Now, one way you can tell if a site's a little bit spammy, maybe it's a PBN, is honestly by look and feel. If it's just chock-a-block full of nonsense and it's not dedicated to really, this should be about Men Car Pics as an example. You can see that it's all about cars. This is a great sign. There's not a ton of ads. You don't have just ads smashed everywhere. There's no, you don't have ads all the way around here. You just have this little ad here. That's it. So it's good to see this. It's very, very good to see this. You can see that it's quite large as well. So this is the Google, the SEO Quake bar. You can see that there's a lot of pages. So it's very, very good to see a lot of pages and not a lot of ads being portrayed. Okay, next thing we want to do is we want to throw it into SEM Rush and have a look at the traffic. I utilize the traffic as the main indicator as how Google is looking at said website. Because if you think about it like this, if Google doesn't like the website, it's not going to be rewarding it, which means that the traffic should be getting hit. If you see a lot of peaks and troughs, that's something to be aware of. So what would probably be happening is each time Google releases a new core update, it's getting smashed. They make some adjustments and it keeps coming back. If you see that compared to more so consistent traffic growth, that's something to be aware of. It's a little bit of a red flag. But as you can see, this site looks pretty young and they've had an explosion in growth. So it's back November, pretty much, yeah, a year old. So they've done really well to get the site up to where it is in 1 year. They've done exceptionally well. Now this does look quite good. I think this is quite good. As you can see, there's been a bit of a drop, but if, like I said, it was very sporadic, you had ups and downs and it just looked terrible. That looks quite good. That's generally what I will base my opinion off. However, you can look at the backlinks, so the links that it's sending out and the links that are coming in as well. So we're not going to go through all of this, but that's something that you can begin to look at. You can start to see the referring IPs, so which countries are linking from and to. So let's say you're a US-based country and all the links going out and coming in are coming from a different country. Like let's say you're a US company and that's where you want links from, but all the links are going in and out from Australia. That's something to consider because you might need it to be more structured around the US. These are all little things that can make the difference between a successful guest post and a poor guest post. Okay. So that's the main thing that you want to look at. You want to make sure that the website looks clean, that there's not a mass amount of ads, and that it looks all right over here. So from there, awesome, we love it. What we would want to do is go away and create the piece of content. Like I said, we had the intention of doing something around Tesla. We've checked that the site doesn't really have any content around Tesla. After a quick review, we can see that, okay, maybe we can talk about the Tesla Model S, check that out, write that, talk around something about that, how it's the new something that'll be interesting for this audience, and we go ahead and create said guest post. When you go to create these guest posts, what I would suggest using is either phrase or pop. Surfer is an option as well, but we don't use Surfer just because it's just too expensive. Honestly, phrase is phrase.io. It's a brilliant tool. It's a lot cheaper and it gets just as good a results as Surfer. And I'll have a link popping up about that as well. And Page Optimizer Pro is another brilliant thing. Some people do not optimize their content for guest posting. And I personally am of the opinion that that's the wrong thing to do. Because if you go to all this effort to create a guest post, you should optimize it. And the reason for that is you should have the focus of trying to rank that. Because if that guest post ranks, then you get to have all of that traffic from the guest post that's ranking. So you get to rely on the authority of this website. So we get to have a boost from the authority. And then if our content is ranking, then what can happen is we'll get more traffic to said page, which will mean more people will click on the backlinks and more people will see our business. So I believe that it is important to actually optimize your guest post. Once all of that's done, you'd go through, create the content, make sure that it is optimized, like I said, with phrase or with pop or with Surfer, whatever you're using, make sure it's structured, it's great content, and then we submit the content. So that's where you would go back to the page, back to the Write For Us page, and you'd submit all of that content. Normally what you want to do at the beginning is just send an email out to them and say, hey guys, FYI, I've just checked out your site, looks awesome. I'm considering writing a guest post on XYZ. And then they'll respond to you and say, okay, cool, we're happy with that. I find that's a bit better than you going through all of the effort. You do all of this and they say rejected. And if you've written 1,000-word article, you can't then put that on a site that has a requirement of 1,500 words. So that's why you do want to ask them, especially beforehand. And all of this takes time, guys. That's why I was saying if speed is the main thing, if you need something up quick for your client, definitely use Adsy. If you're a business owner and you need to, your competitors are starting to consistently build links, Adsy. Adsy is where I would be going to get a quick boost and have a quick win. So now that we've done that, we've created the content, we've submitted it to the webmasters. There's a couple of, we've covered all the do's of guest posting. Let's cover the don'ts of guest posting, okay? Because there are a couple of them. First one is don't spin the content. Create something unique. There's nothing worse than, this is their website. This is their pride and joy, guys. This is what matters to them. This is how they might make their money. Don't give them something that will upset them. Make sure it is unique. It's something worthwhile to them and their users. That's very, very important. The next thing is, do not place 1 billion backlinks into your guest post, guys. There's nothing worse than when you say yes to a guest post and you receive said guest post and it's got 25 backlinks in it. Don't do that. Stick to the guidelines of the Webmaster and make sure that you don't spam it full of backlinks, okay? Because no one likes that. Trust me, when we've had individuals write for us and they send us a piece of content with like 50 links in it, we just reject it, guys. Don't do that, okay? Do not spam the Webmasters. It takes time. They have a ton of requests each day. Make sure you take that into consideration. Again, this is why it takes longer. It will take them time to get back to you for feedback. Don't spam them. Don't email them every day. Just give them time. That's a big one. Don't be too upset if they reject your content. So you can adhere to all of their guidelines, and sometimes I'll just say no. Okay, it will happen. However, you now have a nice piece of content that you can try and get hosted somewhere else. That's something to consider. Now, sometimes you can have your guest post posted without your links embedded in it. Now, if that does happen to you, what you want to do is reach out to the Webmaster. You want to just say, hey, I noticed you posted my content. Thank you for that. I've just noticed that my links are missing. Can you explain why they're not there? Perhaps they weren't happy with where you placed them. Now, that's something to consider as well. Perhaps you've breached their guidelines and they're not happy with the link and where it's pointing. Now, if that is said and mentioned, try to work with them and try to get the link moved to a spot that they believe is acceptable. Do not force them and try and bend them to your will. Work with them, because it's about them and their users at the end of the day. This is a mutual relationship where you're both having a win. They get free content, you get a backlink and a mention. Always keep that in mind. And when it comes to how often should you guest post, as often as you possibly can. Focus when it comes to this world on quality over quantity, guys. It's very important. If you can only write one awesome guest post every single month, but that ends up on an awesome site and it gets you a lot of traffic, the link juice is really good, everything's just, it's tick, 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 then roll with that. But if you could get out 100 posts and they're to spam me not great sites, don't do that, guys. It's not worth the effort. It's not worth the time. Focus on quality over quantity. Okay, guys, so that's pretty much it. That covers guest posting tutorial. If you have any questions pertaining to guest posting, just hit me up down below. More than happy to help. Everything I've chatted about today, all of the links will be down below. I probably had a few videos pop up about Phrase because, like I said, I think that's an amazing tool. I think Pop is an inexpensive tool that you can utilize to create great SEO content for your guest posting. And just make sure that you always check with the Webmaster and you check that the post is not, the ID of your post is not on the Webmaster site already, because guys, that's a lot of time wasted. Check, double check. I hope you've enjoyed this. Have a lovely day. Cheers.